All your base art belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-1 and Mr. Factastic.
No, the mic's actually on this time. But we are Gamers Digest. You can hopefully hear us. Hopefully we sound better this week.
Yeah, I see the audio bar is moving.
Well, that actually goes regardless. So
Really?
Yeah, that's not a good indication.
Probably not.
No.
Probably.
But we are a fan podcast. We talk about gaming news, rumors, reviews, previews, discussion. We keep adding stuff.
I know. Pretty soon we'll have. No, I'm not going to say that.
No. PG.
Yeah, PG. PG-13.
Yeah, PG-13. Okay.
E for everyone.
We can little boob now and then. Not mine, hopefully. I want to keep viewers, not lose them.
Yeah, let's not do that.
As you can tell, I am much better rested this week. I actually did sleep pretty much since last show. Well, I did go to work. So.
That's cool.
But what have you been playing?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of Battlefield 3. You know, I wanted to fire up XCOM, the old one, because, the new XCOM's coming out next week. And, it's dabbled with it a little bit, but not too much. I've mostly been following sports,
It is a big time for sports. The real refs are back, thanks to our sign.
Yeah, Master Chief.
Now it's all about the Orioles for you.
Yeah, it's crazy because I remember when the baseball season first started, I got ragged on for the Orioles losing to a college team in the off season last year.
Yep.
Or in the off season.
Right.
There were just to squash that right now. There were some of the Orioles on that team helping them out.
Yeah.
But the Orioles did lose. But I remember, it was surprising for the team to finally go over 500 for the first time in 15 years, and they actually made the playoffs, which is really cool. So, maybe next time around for MLB 2K13. They won't gimp my team, so when I play as the Orioles, they won't lose all the time. When my other, because I created a pitcher, and every single time I'm pitching, like my team loses regardless because they don't help me out with runs. So.
That's kind of weird.
So maybe next time around, they might readjust the team for the next game.
So looking for MLB 13, huh? Or 14? What is it now?
It would be 2K. Yeah, it'd be 2013.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll be out sometime in March. Yeah.
Yeah, a little while.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. I can't wait actually.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You said you did a little Battlefield 3.
A little bit of Battlefield 3, not too much.
You got a job now.
Yeah.
So you can't sit at home and play Battlefield 3 all day.
Well, I can talk about Battlefield 3 at work. That's the cool thing about this new job. Well, it's a new old job.
Right.
But
it's the job you really like doing, but then they cut your hours, so then you came back. But
yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to have people to talk about.
Yeah, talk about games. Because the guy that I work with now, he's the guy that I play with on Battlefield. So we can kind of set up our matches again.
There you go.
Yeah.
Plan it out. Okay. Well, I did a lot of World of Warcraft, Miss Pandaria. Obviously, there's a crap ton of stuff to do. Kung Fu Panda. I am rocking my Kung Fu Panda. I was going to have
did you make level 90 yet?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
On the official rankings, I was number 43 on the server, number 2 monk, first on Horde side.
Nice.
So, first on Horde side, second overall, but 43 out of all the classes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm on the ranking.
You wanted to be the number 1 monk.
I did. I am actually the number 1 monk in other stuff now, like gear, progression, stuff like that. Actually, I was with one of, probably, I'd say the hardcore guild, like the guild that raids 4 nights a week, raids 4 hours, 4 nights a week. I actually got to run with some of their stuff with them. Obviously not 4 hours a night, but they're still in the early process of that. But they don't have a lot of level 90s yet, so they were looking for people. So it was kind of cool to get in there. But man, those guys are on like a different level. Like I consider myself somewhat hardcore in that I try to learn about the game and get better.
Mhm.
Those guys are on just like a completely different level. Like they got spreadsheets and they've got
Like the Leroy Jenkins video.
right. These guys are insane, and I will probably never get to that level. Hopefully,
Yeah, that would be weird. That would be weird.
So, but I did a lot of that. I did play a little Realm of the Mad God, which is like an old school 2D. I'd say MMO,
Mhm.
but I talked about it a little before. But I did finish Bloodrayne Betrayal because I needed something to review. I've done previews, so I needed a review.
Yeah.
So that will be my review.
Cool.
What are you reviewing? We had a request,
Yeah, we actually had a request for Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
and I'm terrible at fighting games, so I kind of push that on you.
So I'm doing Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and I mean I've been a Tekken fan since Tekken 2 on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation 1.
Right.
I remember me and my brother, we got that for, I think it was Christmas, like a Christmas or something, or maybe a birthday. I'm not 100% sure, but there was one day, it was like stormy, and me and my brother, like, I think it's during hurricane season or something like that. It was like raining all day.
Right.
And we stayed up really late. You know, that's back in like when Cartoon Network had what was it, like the banana splits and stuff. They played that late at night.
Oh wow!
And so we just plopped in the PlayStation. We just played Tekken like for hours. I think it was like one of the first times we ever stayed up until like 5 o'clock in the morning. Me and my brother Marcus. So yeah, Tekken is like deep embedded into my gaming identity.
Yeah.
And
See, I've
Tekken
never-
Tag Tournament 2 is like the ultimate Tekken. Ultimate Tekken.
Ultimate. I've never been good at any fighting game really, and I'm especially not good at Tekken. The only one I was ever remotely good at was Dead or Alive and Bloody Roar.
Oh yeah.
Which I wish they'd make another Bloody Roar. And the new Dead or Alive just came out, but I don't know if I'd pick that up for 60.
Nah.
Maybe wait until it goes on sale.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's get into the quick news. I think we'll just go into quick news.
Okay. Quick news.
Minecraft on Xbox sells 4 million units. That's pretty huge for a game that started on PC
Mhm.
by one guy.
That is pretty big, and you know I see they've been supporting it with extra stuff you can add to it. You know,
Mhm.
that's really cool. And I mean, like we talked about this before. User-generated content for
Right.
games. I mean, that's what makes games last. So,
And that's huge.
and here's like the proofs in the pudding. That's why so many people have bought it, because I mean they can keep playing
it's
it.
infinite replayability
Mhm.
almost. I'd say Minecraft is probably one of like the ultimate sandbox games. Like you can do whatever you want in it.
Yeah, I would watch Minecraft videos of like
Mhm.
LAN parties of people playing Minecraft. And I mean, I haven't played it myself. I just watch videos.
Right.
Maybe I should have added that to my gaming week, because I did, instead of playing games, I watch a lot of videos of like LAN parties and
Right.
stuff. So yeah,
Getting into the social aspect.
exactly. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. PlayStation Network's having a sale. I guess you could call it a sale. If you spend $100 this month, October, on the PlayStation Network, you'll get $20 back in November, basically as a credit onto your account. Pretty much it works on everything except, I don't know if DVD rentals and movies count, but all the day one release, like we talked about last
Mhm.
week, like day one.
Yeah, this is like a push to get people to like purchase games.
Digital download.
Yeah, digital download games.
Yeah, because what they're trying to do, and this is actually pretty coy of them, is to take that money out of GameStop. Because once you digital download a game, it's not like you can take that to GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Also, GameStop doesn't get any front-end money from just selling the game new. PlayStation gets a little bit of the cut, but the developers actually see more money from digital sales than they do from brick and mortar sales, I guess is what they call it, physical sales. Like they released the World of Warcraft numbers for Mists of Pandaria, and a lot of people are like, oh, it didn't break any records. They're like, it sold 600,000 units in the first 24 hours, not including digital sales.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, actually, we sold about 4.5 million units total.
Yeah.
So
digital's starting to be the way to go. And I remember like maybe a year or two ago where that was like it seemed like an alien concept.
It was iffy. You were kind of like, I mean, PC. It's always, I don't want to say it's always been there, but it's been there a lot longer. I'd say Steam probably 3 years ago started to do it, and it got big, within a year or two, and after that it just snowballed. Like the Steam sale, all that, and that's huge because they can offer those discounts and the developers still get the money. So, speaking of money, I didn't put this on here, but I was looking up what Sportscasters make.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, we always joke about being
sportscaster, commentators, esport commentators, and my wife asked me like, well, what do they make? And I was like, oh, they make around this, and I had a general idea. I actually looked it up. A good esports Twitch TV caster can make like 80 to 100,000 a year. Now that's like top end, okay? So that means average ones probably make what I make, or a little lower. Which that's awesome for playing video games, or not even playing, talking about.
Think about doing that part time or something.
I know, exactly. I think we're just going to start sportscasting.
Yeah, we need to practice that. That would have been fun if we did it during that Smash Brothers match we had earlier. The last one I could have beat you.
You almost had me.
If I was playing as like either Link or Captain Falcon, I could have got you.
Easily.
I was using my worst character.
Yeah, but we should try that. We should try.
Yeah, that would be funny.
What's a game you're familiar with? Like you would feel comfortable casting?
You
think like a fighting game would be easiest?
Fighting game would probably
like
be easiest.
Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom, or because obviously StarCraft's the big one, but StarCraft is so intricate.
Yes, there's so much to it. It would have to be a game where, where it's not too simple. Like fighting game is simple enough. Oh, he's doing a combo. Oh, he knocked him down to the ground. Oh, he's keeping him up against the wall. Oh, he's juggling him off the boundary. But maybe something like I would like, commentating for like a game like Madden or something. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be
like an actual sport.
Yeah, like an actual sport. Yeah,
okay.
Like an actual sport game.
Maybe that's what we'll try. Maybe we'll redo the Bears Cowboys game, and hopefully the Cowboys
with no interceptions.
Well, I don't want to say no interceptions. That's never an option with the Cowboys.
The next on our quick news.
Yeah.
PlayStation Vita is going to get a 10-year life cycle.
That's a decade.
That's a decade. We will be like
I'll be 30.
Yeah. I'll be 37.
Yeah, I'll still be 30. I'll be dead, hopefully. I don't ever want to grow old.
No, it is kind of sad. But I mean, let's look at this for a second here. Like, this is kind of a good thing because I'm kind of tired of all these like reiterations of like the same thing.
The 3DS, the DS, the DS XL, 3DS XL,
exactly.
SSXX,
yeah, I mean,
LLYB.
I was a little disappointed when the Vita came out to begin with. I'm like, come on, Sony, just support what you got.
They needed touch controls. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's true. They needed some touch. So, I mean, Vita, basically, Sony's positioning itself to get out of the hole that it's in, with its budget and everything. So if they're going to be supporting it for 10 years, that's good. I mean, and plus it's got the PS3 compatibility stuff, and whatever else they're going to be rolling out soon will obviously have some type of,
Right. Yeah, and I think the crossplay.
Yeah, the crossplay.
I think that's what it's called. Is what's really going to help that. And I'm really excited if they can pull this off because I feel, and maybe it's just because we haven't had a console in a while, but I feel like the handhelds go through so many iterations so fast.
It's hard to keep up with them.
It really is. Like the actual last handheld I had was the DS Lite.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, mine was. I don't even think I had a DS. I might have.
I had a DS because that was one of the few Nintendo consoles that wasn't region locked, so I could import all the anime games for it. Couldn't read them, but I could play them.
I think I think I had the Game Boy Advance SP, the one that you can just like flip
The-
out.
I actually
Yeah.
still have that one because I can play Link to the Past on the go.
Yeah.
But I can't find the charger, so I'm kind of SOL. 38 Studios, we talked a lot about them in the early shows, the good old days. Their assets are going to be sold on auction either this week or next week. So I'm going to be putting my bid in for that because I'm going to buy the Amalur IP, make a really great MMO and become rich,
Okay.
and then shove it in Kurt Schilling's face.
There you go.
Because I innately hate baseball players who make too much money.
So you don't like the Yankees?
I don't have a problem with the organization.
Oh, you don't like the players?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Ichiro?
Hey, he's Japanese. Everything's a downgrade to him because it's smaller numbers than he's used to. Look, hey, we don't. I try not to talk about sports, but it's a big time in sports. And, your Go-O's, Master Chief is Go-O's. Did you show them his son?
Oh wait.
He's Go-O's.
Mhm.
But I'm with my wife on this one because I want to see Ichiro win a ring.
He should have came to the Orioles.
Let's see how much you feel about that in 2 weeks.
You mean in like 2 days?
Right.
Orioles are losing now. I mean, I didn't check the score, but they were losing.
Hey,
last time
it's a big deal that they made it to the playoffs, and as the home team that I grew up watching, that is very it's I can't find the right word. it's emotional to me to see them do that well because they haven't done that well since I was like 8.
Yeah, we were young, very young, but hey, it's very cool. Let's see.
All right.
Bioware's Doctors. So here's a story. Don't know too much about, but Bioware's Doctors.
I'll fill it in.
Yeah, okay. Bioware's Doctors may have left due to an overwhelming negativity.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a full story, but I was just lazy and didn't link it all. We talked about it last week. Dr. Ray Mazuka and Greg Zeschuk left BioWare. You know, they were like, we don't have the passion anymore. And one of their friends who used to work with them in BioWare and had left previously said that one of the reasons they probably left is because the overwhelming negativity for first Star Wars: The Old Republic, like they nicknamed it the Tortanic. That's never a good sign. And obviously they're having a lot of problems because they're going free to play. Which personally I really liked the Old Republic, and I'll probably really like it as a free to play game.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should have ever been a subscription game. It's too single player focused. It's too story driven that when you hit 50, there's nothing else to do.
It's kind of like a dead end.
Exactly. And then Mass Effect 3 came out, and that was a whole another
there was some drama with that.
Which, unfortunately, a lot of people down Mass Effect 3 because of the ending, but they forget that, there was 30 to 40 hours of gameplay before that was actually really good.
Really good. And let's not forget the other, I want to say 80-plus hours from the other two games.
Right, and, how many hours did we waste in multiplayer?
Exactly.
So to say Mass Effect 3 was a bad game because of the ending is a little unjustified.
Yeah, I mean,
they
took some flack for the Dragon Age as well. Dragon Age
2.
Origin, 2. Dragon Age 2. They took some flack for that, and I mean,
I'm gonna ruin my nerd cred and say I actually really enjoyed Dragon Age 2. I like the first one better. I'll never argue that 2 was better than 1.
Isn't there supposed to be a third one?
Okay. Yeah, soon. Inquisition.
Nice.
I'm ready for it in, a year or 2 years, whenever we see it.
So I would like to see where BioWare, where they go next from here. Are they going to stick with the Mass Effect universe because it is so successful for them? Or are they going to try to create something new? It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here, especially without their top doctors.
Yeah. I'm interested now that EA owns them. Is it?
Yeah, EA. They're
Mass Effect 2014.
Exactly.
Mass Effect 2015.
Mass Effect Black Ops.
Mass Effect Black. That's Activision.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You gotta put a number on EA.
In 7 ops.
Yeah, there you go. NBA Live 13 was canceled again. I don't think anybody's really gonna miss it. There's other basketball games if you enjoy them. Steam for Linux beta was announced. That's actually pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Steam slowly taking over every kind of PC.
Yeah, they are. This is a really cool one.
Yeah.
Like, I mentioned it, was it on the last show or the show before?
I think it was the show before, because we were talking about
the
strangers.
Yeah. Abe's Odyssey. Abe's Odyssey.
Sound like me.
For the... Did they name it? I remember they had a contest for the official name.
There is a name, and I wanted to write it down, but I forgot it. It's like Fast and Fried or something.
Yeah.
Something silly like that.
Okay, Abe's Odyssey. The next one, the HD upgrade, is we're getting it, which is cool. We have a video.
No. There was one trailer, and I couldn't find a good enough version of it.
Okay.
I wanted to. Maybe if I can find one, I'll post it, or I'll link it on. I'll at least link the trailer on
The show notes.
Right.
Okay. Well, basically, Abe's Odyssey was one of the best, or one of the only really good side scrollers for the PlayStation 1, and it got a sequel follow-up. It's supposed to be part of this huge quadrilogy or something like that.
Right.
Or quadrilogy? Yeah, quadrilogy. No, quintology.
Quintology.
Yeah, it was a quintology.
5.
Yeah, they're supposed to do 5 games.
Okay.
And for the Oddworld series, and they never got to finish it. And now with this resurgence of the side-scrolling games, they're rebooting it, especially with all the new graphics technology and everything they got there, the 2.5D and all that. That's what's going to be incorporated into this game. And I'm looking forward to it. When I read the news, after Deadlight and all that, I was actually really psyched to see that this game is being made.
Oh, okay. I really liked. There was 2 Abe's games. What was the second one? Exodus.
Yeah, Abe's Exodus. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played the second one, but I really liked the first one. So I'm really looking forward to an HD remake because unfortunately I don't have the trailer, but it does look really good.
Yeah.
So the standalone DayZ, everybody loves DayZ.
They do.
Not Jay-Z. DayZ.
You beat me to it. You beat me to the Jay-Z.
Oh, I'm sorry. Most people don't think I would know that. Because all I listen to is terrible music. Like Deadmau5. But the standalone DayZ version is going to launch in December. So good thing I never paid for the normal one.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
Speaking of remakes, we Kingdom Hearts 2. That's pretty cool. I never finished Kingdom Hearts 2.
Me neither.
Well,
every time I started to play it, my PlayStation would break. So after the second time, I kind of took that as a sign I should probably not play Kingdom Hearts 2.
You got the discrete error?
Yeah. Twice. On 2 different places.
That sucks.
Yep.
That really sucks. But Kingdom Hearts 2 may get an HD remake, which is pretty awesome. I mean,
yeah.
How many games? Okay, since the first Kingdom Hearts, how many Kingdom Hearts games has there been? Like with all the weird names, like Dream Drop.
72.
There's a lot.
But Dream Drop Distance is clever though.
Dream Drop Distance.
Because it's Kingdom Hearts 3D. Dream Drop Distance, but it's for the 3DS.
Wow.
It makes you think.
Square Enix, you.
They're new and tasty. There we go. They're new and tasty.
New and tasty.
Sorry, I gotta reorient chat so I can actually see it.
But yeah, that's cool. Is this Armored Core 3?
No, Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh, what was I thinking?
Yeah, Armored Core is on like
5
now. Assassin's Creed 3 is going to get a DLC where George Washington is going to be the king.
Oh, kind of like an alternate reality?
Yeah, he's going to be the king of the United States, gone power crazy. And Connor's going to have to take him down.
That's pretty interesting.
And the best part, episodic. Yeah, so...
It's all coming. It is EA, right?
I'm excited about that.
I mean, I like the Assassin's Creed games, the main story ones. Yeah. I mean, I stayed away from Brotherhood and the Ezio stuff went on
too long. Yeah, I think after the second Ezio game, which I guess was Brotherhood. I think Brotherhood was the second one. Brotherhood was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never finished Revelation.
That's right. That was the other one.
It just went on too long.
Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't interested anymore in Ezio's story. I wanted to see more. Sadly, I wanted to see more of Desmond, and you never really get to see Desmond in those games.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline for the Assassin's Creed story, or for the Assassin's Creed series, is really interesting.
Right.
I like the whole, twist with the future and everything like that. So, I mean, it's too good of a. You don't want to spoil it.
Right.
And I felt like those add-on games, those side story games, were kind of like spoiling it for me. So I just stayed away from them. I was like, I'm not going to play Assassin's Creed again until I play the third one.
Yeah. I'm really excited. It comes out at the end of the month. Unfortunately, it's in that time period where I got to be like, it's got to go on the Christmas list.
Yeah, it's something that I can wait for. Like, Resident Evil 6 came out yesterday, and like I said, I had a dream about playing it. I had a dream about playing Resident Evil 6, but it's okay. I don't have to play it. Got a cat fight going on right here.
I know. It's pretty exciting, actually. We should commentate that. But Resident Evil 6, the PlayStation version, the digital download, the thing they're pushing,
exactly, yeah,
is broke.
What?
Yeah, Capcom pushed out a patch and it broke it. So now they say to fix that you have to uninstall it and reinstall it and not download the patch. I completely forgot to put that on there.
PlayStation gets no love.
Right. It's probably buggy too. I mean.
Oh yeah, of course.
The zombies are like asking you how your day was.
I mean, as much as I like the PlayStation, I liked the free to play online and stuff like that. Didn't have much demo support. I mean, it's not getting as much love.
There's your suggestion. Redbox it.
Redbox.
Resident Evil 6.
There you go.
I found out that I didn't even know Redbox had video games.
You didn't?
No.
Oh wow. Yeah, they got games.
I'm very uninformed when it comes to renting videos now. The only thing I really knew of is GameFly and Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
So, but yeah, Redbox it. All you need is a valid credit card or somebody else's.
Okay. Wow, we took a while for the quick news, didn't we?
It wasn't that quick.
Long news.
Well, I put out a post today on our Facebook page. I was like, well, there's not really a whole lot to talk about this week, so we're going to improvise. So we're doing pretty good.
Not bad.
Oh, you're doing this one.
Okay.
For
the Mass Effect trilogy download content is going to vary by console, and when I heard this, I was a little leery. I was a little miffed because I've talked about this before about doing play the entirety of Mass Effect. You stream it or something. Let's log it, catalog it, document it somehow. Just do the whole marathon.
We're gonna set the camera up there and watch Cisco shed weight as he's playing Mass Effect from not moving.
That'd be good. That'd be cool. But the PC is gonna get all the DLC minus the newest Leviathan that came out.
Right.
I want to say maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
4 or 5 weeks ago.
The one that doesn't really matter.
The one that doesn't really matter because we already beat the game and we know how it's gonna end.
Terribly, apparently.
Depends on your take.
I actually liked it.
I liked it. I accepted the original endings, except I didn't like there was no closure. But I was like, okay, I can be fine. I can make stuff up. The new endings gave closure. They opened up a little bit of plot holes, but I could live with it because it was an afterthought.
Right. We did a whole show on it.
Yeah,
we've talked enough about it. So, the PLC is getting all but Leviathan. What are the other ones getting?
The Xbox getting none of the original Mass Effect DLC, which is that bothered me because it's so old. The Bring Down the Sky and
Bring Down the Sky was really good.
Yeah, it was super good. Not as good as I'd rank it second to Shadow Broker.
Shadow Broker is probably the pinnacle of DLC.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Right. I
like Shadow Broker. PS3, this is why I said PS3 gets no love. Information's coming soon. I mean, it's not going to have anything.
No, I don't know if they'll do that because you got to remember they're making Mass Effect 1 from the ground up. Well, I don't want to say from the ground up, but it'll be the first time on PS3. So they might bundle that in there with it. But it might just be too early.
My gripe with the story, or with this version of the game, is why not just make it end-all, be-all Mass Effect? With
the ultimate complete collection,
exactly.
Start to finish.
Yeah, why not? What about people who don't have like internet connectivity or something like that? Or I mean, I know it's far-fetched.
You're theoretically preaching to an audience that can't hear us.
I know. But just like I'm trying to think of the this didn't even mention either the Wii. The Wii U isn't even getting this version.
Yeah, who knows?
But like I'm trying to think like, okay, somebody who doesn't. There are people out there who don't go the extra mile to enjoy their games.
Right.
Buying the DLC. That's why they push out some of that. We talked about this before, how they push out DLC early because that's the best time for people to buy it. Well, then there are some people that don't get that DLC. I remember I used to play with somebody I used to play Raccoon City with. I mean, for the very short time that I had Raccoon City, we talked about Mass Effect when it came out. He played through it. He liked it. We played online a little bit, and then he just traded away. He didn't. I mean, he was done. So he didn't get the expanded endings. He didn't play Leviathan. He got rid of the game. So I'm trying to think about these other players who have the games, and how about somebody? I would like a box, out of the box, to be able to play the game and have all of it. Like why not do that?
You can pretty much do that on your Xbox now, though. Because you have all the stuff on there.
True, but I mean, I'm trying to think about everybody.
Okay. You don't want to be selfish with it.
Yeah.
All right. More Xbox news. No PlayStation news this week.
PlayStation gets no love.
No love. Microsoft is now offering rewards for your achievement points. I say rewards very, very loosely.
Yeah.
Very loosely. There's 3 tiers. Depending on which tier you're in, you get certain cashback rewards, kind of like the Discover card. Only you have to be a lot nerdier to get the best reward.
Yeah.
And the best reward is... I'm going to make it sound really good here. The best reward is double of the base reward. So basically the tiers are between 3,000 and 9,000 achievement points. You are a contender. So that is 3 to 9 games completely maxed out in achievement points with no DLC, if I remember correctly. The next level, 10,000 to 24,999, is champion. So that's
what I am.
That's a lot more.
I want to say 400 points away from being the next tier.
In the next tier is obviously anything over 2,500, and that's a legend. What you get is if you're in the first 2 tiers, anything you buy on Xbox Live, you're going to get 1% back. That's a lot of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're in the last tier, you get double that, so you get 2% back. 2 whole % back.
Yeah.
I guess it's better than nothing. I think they got everybody's hopes up when they were like, we're going to give you stuff for your achievement points.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay.
We're going to give you nothing for your achievement points.
2%. Like I said, it's still better than nothing. You play games anyway, and if you can get 2% back on a $14 Xbox game,
yeah. So yeah, pretty much.
So
that's pretty much how it is. I think they could have given us a little bit more, maybe kind of like as an incentive.
Maybe.
But
well, this is a continuation of their Xbox Live rewards program, where you can go online, fill out surveys, get Xbox points, Microsoft points.
Yeah, Microsoft points. Yeah, I saw this. I wanted to take a screenshot of it for one of the shows. Like literally, I mean, they don't give you much for that either.
No.
Like if you refer somebody to sign up to Xbox Live, you get like 200 points or something like that.
It's not bad though.
Considering how much some of these new games coming out are, I mean, maybe you can add up, maybe buy some Microsoft.
Well, the average big DLC is 800 Microsoft points. So if you can get 4 friends to sign up for Xbox Live, that's a free DLC. I gotta try to make it look positive.
I'm in a negative mood today because the Orioles are losing.
Stop watching baseball while we're doing a podcast. Yes, you still have to pay for Xbox Live. It is what, $14.99 a month?
Yeah, or like $60 for a year. That's the best deal.
Right. PlayStation Plus, $14.99 for 3 months.
Yeah.
Actually, it's $16.99.
$16.
Still. But we don't have to pay to play online.
No, we don't. No, we don't. But our system gets no love, and and it's buggy.
Yeah.
And Heavy Rain's stuck in it.
Only yours. we will try to get that out eventually.
We should stream it.
Yeah. Watch me dismantle a PlayStation 3 and then hurt myself.
With the blowtorch.
Okay, so
Discussions.
Yeah, let's go in chronological order tonight.
Okay.
How important is backwards compatibility to a console, to you personally? These are both going to be really opinionated, not so much fact-based, but I wanted to do some opinion stuff just because I feel like sometimes we get too facty.
Yeah, I think backwards compatibility is super. I don't want to say overrated is not the right word to use. It's not the right word. It is. The time has passed for that. You know, like back then, you know, when we were transitioning from, you know, like the PlayStation 1 to the PS2, I could see it then because, you know, it was still a gradual shift into a different type of, you know, game console, and it was cool to play it. Then there was a jump from PS2 to PS2 games and PS3 games are like super different now.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
So, and like I played Resident Evil 2, I want to say, not recently, but I remember getting it one of those downloadable games a while back.
Right.
And it's just, you know, with the
It's
HD,
bad.
with the HD televisions and everything, I don't like the bars on the side. It's just, and then you're playing on a TV that's like way better resolution. It's just, it looks ugly.
All right, but HD remakes are big, so you think that's the more of the way to go?
Yeah, that would be more of the way to go. Like a cheap game or a remake of the game, like the Oddworld one. That's a game I'd be interested in playing.
Right.
You know, I got Tekken Hybrid a while back, and that had a HD remake of Tekken Tag Tournament.
Right.
And that was fun to play. I mean, it's super dated. It's still way dated. It was hard to look at, but I think the time has passed for backwards compatibility. I don't care for it as much. It's not like it's a bad something I wouldn't want to see in, say, like the jump from a PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. Because I'm telling you, like the PlayStation 3 games and the Xbox games from now still look amazing.
Good.
They still look super amazing.
But we thought those games back then looked pretty good too. Like, you remember GoldenEye? You remember how good people were like, GoldenEye is amazing. Look, they have faces and all kinds of stuff. And GoldenEye looks horrible now.
I mean, it's just that nowadays I don't see how much better they can get.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know how much better the new systems can make. That's why I kind of stood by PlayStation's bid to stick to supporting the PS3 for another 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I stick by that. I still think PS3 will be able to contend with the Wii U. You know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably should have told you this earlier then, because you have the same sentiments as me. I'm pretty much I don't know if backwards compatibility is as important to me as the fact that I think the only time it's really important to me is like God of War. God of War is a good example for me because 1 and 2 were on PlayStation 2, and then 3 was on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And God of War is really good if you play them all back to back. So I'm glad they did an HD remake of that. So I think that's really the way to go. I think you're right. I think backwards compatibility is kind of a thing of the past if they can keep this virtual shop open. What I'd like to see, though, is maybe some way that they can read the disc if you already own it, and that'll give you a download code to download the game if you want it.
Okay, that would be cool.
Because
throw us a bone, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we paid $60 or whatever for this game, you know, when it was new. I don't really want to pay another $20 if I want to play it again, you know, 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
So, or like a good example is like the regular Nintendo games on the Wii. They're 500 points, $5. That's not much, but you know, It's a Nintendo game.
Yeah, exactly.
That I owned at one point. Now, obviously, cartridge to CD, that's a little harder. That's really stringent.
I mean,
but,
we're talking about like a 4 kilobyte file.
Right, exactly. Which you can go out and play on your computer for free. But I'd like to hope that money gets to some kind of, I don't want to say really developer, because back then there weren't really developed.
Mm-hmm.
There were, but, it gets... I hope that money's going to somebody good, rather than just lining Mr. President Nintendo's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. I think if there's enough quality out there, I think that's the way to go.
But yeah, there's not a really huge.
Not as big of a deal as it was.
It's a neat. I mean, it's a neat feature. It's not going to make or break the new consoles or anything. Like there hasn't been any word about Wii U having any backwards compatibility.
It can play Wii games.
Okay, that's cool. See, I mean, yeah, that's like a nice little bonus. I guess.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, it's not needed. That's for sure.
Okay.
Not that important.
Well, that was a pretty quick one. All right. So next one, we always bang on Call of Duty. Where in fact, if you Google search "Why does Call of Duty sucks," we are on that search.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not very high on that search, but we're on
there.
That's one of the cool things about Google Analytics. It can tell you what searches you are on. We are actually ranked number 43 if you search XCOM. So we must talk about XCOM a lot.
We do.
I will, maybe I'll see if I can...
Maybe next week we'll be talking a little bit more about XCOM.
Are you going to get it?
I have it pre-ordered.
Are you going to get it?
I don't know.
That $5 doesn't go a long way.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. The demo, I played the demo on PC, and I really want to go back and play the demo on PC again because they found ways to unlock the demo so you can kind of fight some cool stuff. The problem with the demo is it's the first 2 levels, and they're both on-rails tutorials. So you don't really have a whole lot of the XCOM feel to it. It's kind of like, move here, do this, move here, do this, move here, do this. And the PC controls are a little weird, so that's going to take some getting used to. If I get it on PC, I might get it on PlayStation, but I'll probably get it on PC just because that's slowly where I'm moving to, because I'm kind of getting angry at the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But back to Call of Duty. We always bang on Call of Duty about why is Call of Duty so bad, other than the fact that it's been the same game for 4 years, just like Madden. So this could kind of go into that too. But where can the first-person shooter genre go to improve? Like, what can they do to revitalize it?
Let me think about this. Like, really, like my biggest contribution to this topic would be user-generated content.
Right.
That's where we got like Counter-Strike and everything like that from. But like maybe something where we can create maps or something like that, or more like we talk like more customizable game modes where we can like tweak little things like that, like the types of weapons. Like before we boot up GoldenEye, we had a choice of selections like different game modes, stuff like that.
Now, do you think when you think I guess I should have broken this up a little better. We'll do multiplayer since that's what you're referring to. Multiplayer, how can they change things up? Like someone in the chat said, Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite looks amazing for single player because it's getting back to that the I guess open exploring, the older school, I guess, first-person shooter. And we can get more into that in a second. But multiplayer is pretty much the same. Like every first-person, third-person shooter has the same multiplayer. Kill stuff, take stuff, get points, get new stuff, kill stuff, take stuff. With bigger guns, get points, get new stuff, repeat.
Like even like Armor Kill, I played a lot. I played a lot of Armor Kill when it came out a few weeks back, and it hasn't gotten old, but I'm already waiting for something new to spice it all up. They released like some type of update where they changed the points that you get and stuff, the scheme. So like it's just. It's not as fun because they nerfed a couple of the game modes.
Oh,
yeah!
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, they did. They did, and
swinging the nerf bat.
Yeah, they swung it, and it's like it's not as competitive as it used to be. But it is a little bit. There is a little bit of the landscape has changed because it's open up to everybody now. That's probably the reason why I haven't been playing as much, because it's just the
stupid noobs.
You see a lot of dumb people playing. Like they'll jump once the match starts. Like somebody's taking your jet and your tanks or stuff like that, and they're just like crashing them. You know, it's not
playing
very
bumper
fun.
cars.
Exactly. You know, they're not taking the game seriously.
Somebody's trying to arrange them in letters so they can take that screenshot.
Yeah, just doing crazy stuff. So that's probably why I'm just waiting for that to calm down, I guess,
Right.
before I jump back in there.
Now,
one thing I think that would be cool for first-person shooters is switching over from multiplayer to single player. Maybe like a branching story path or something in the story mode. Like maybe put more thought into the single player experience. You know, just to keep replayability up. I mean, multiplayer is obvious for replayability, but why not take the entertainment value, you know, and like maybe you can make choices. I mean, choices are big. We saw how that has affected Mass Effect over the last 5 years.
Right.
Like maybe making some choices or something. Like maybe like, do you shoot this guy, or do you let this person live? You know, like stuff like that can alter the face of the story.
Right.
And that could just keep people playing it. I mean, really, if you want a first-person shooter to last now, you need to, you know, change the longevity of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be one way.
Yeah, actually, you're just echoing what they said in chat. Is pull people in by quality storytelling, and they might get more people.
Oh.
And
chat
you can do that.
And chat didn't even load for me.
Nice. And they can
channeling you.
And they can do that more now. And actually, I've been playing a lot of Borderlands too. That's what kind of got me thinking about this. Because Borderlands 1 was kind of a big innovation on the first-person shooter genre. I don't even know if obviously, it's a first-person shooter, but it's an RPG too. Mm-hmm. The one sad part about it is there still isn't a lot of choice in Borderlands in terms of the quest. There's a lot of choice in where you go, what you use, you know, the character build, stuff like that. But there's not a lot of choice in the story. The story is, you know, go here, kill this guy, go here, collect this, go here, do that. The only time they offer a choice is, you know, say you pick up 5 boner fart hides. They're called boner farts. At one point. One guy will say, bring them back to me and I'll give you a sniper rifle. The other guy will say, bring them back to me and I'll give you a shotgun. Mm-hmm. That's it. So if Borderlands could incorporate more choice, that would be great. But on the flip side, Borderlands story, even though it is very, you know, centered, that humor comes through and it makes it really enjoyable. Bioshock Infinite, I am really looking forward to because the first 2 Bioshock games were great. They you know, were amazing story games, and Bioshock 1 was only single player. Which that's
I remember that. Yeah,
that's very, very rare in single player or in
first-person shooter. Yeah,
and the second one had multiplayer, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So Infinite looks really good. I think the biggest thing they can do is probably get away from these corridor shooters. Like we brought up that map that one time where it's basically like go forward, cutscene, do a couple things, cutscene, do a couple things, cutscene. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very straight through on rails, whereas back in the day it was like, here you go, here's a box, figure out what to do. So like Duke Nukem, not forever, but Duke Nukem, the original.
Duke 3D.
Right. Was amazing because it was like, all right, here you go, figure out what to do and how to do it. And then at the end of the level, it gave you a time, so you're kind of like, okay, let's see if I can do that again, but faster.
Faster, yeah.
Stuff like that would be really cool. Co-op obviously is big.
Co-op is big. What if like is Borderlands like kind of like I've never played Borderlands before.
Okay.
You know, I've seen the video, I've seen what you've talked about. So Skyrim with guns.
Maybe. I would honestly say Skyrim has way more choice in it than Borderlands.
Like
does.
okay, like Fallout is kind of like a first-person shooter.
I would say Fallout is closer to Skyrim with guns than Borderlands. Mm-hmm. But I'd also say Fallout is less of a first-person shooter than Borderlands is. Borderlands is a lot more Twitch-based, whereas Fallout is a lot more RPG-based. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that. It's the buoying effect.
Yeah,
like
so
you go
like
too far on one side.
I feel like a game like that, like if you can get a nice little blend of story and shooter, I think you have a pretty cool first-person shooter. What was that? Outland 2. They had like a Kickstarter or something like that, and they raised like so many $1 million to do Outland 2, and they wanted to be similar to like Fallout.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
Hey, I love first-person shooters. What I grew up on, Doom, Wolfenstein, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd really like to see them get away from these Call of Duties every year. Unfortunately, I know they're not because they make too much money. But I'd like to see more games like Borderlands, and that's what got me thinking about this. Is what else could they do, and what other genres can they mix it with? Like obviously RPG is a little easier to throw in there with stats, but first-person shooter. Strategy games, stuff like that. Move units here, move units there, stuff like that. I forget what game it was, but I want to say it was Battlefield 2142. But you had a commander who could position stuff at certain places, and then you had ground soldiers. So there was a strategy side to it, and then there was also the first-person shooter side to it. And one side obviously made the other side's job a lot easier, and vice versa. So more like that.
Yeah, I mean, I like
expanding the audience, I guess is the best way.
I like I really like Battlefield's take on the first-person shooter genre. Like the big battles. I mean, it's not like on consoles you don't have 64 people playing, which would be just amazing.
Right.
But you got what 24, something like that. I like big battles. I like the huge maps and stuff like that. It's really immersive. I mean, and teamwork. You really got to work together, especially on the new Armored Kill expansion. Like you have the control points. Maybe you have the gunship, control the gunship helping you out, stuff like that. And I mean, I'd expand the universe here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot. We've actually already had almost an hour show.
Wow.
And we still haven't done reviews, so we better get to our reviews.
Yeah, we better.
So, reviews. Hey, I forgot to load up the sound bites this week, sorry.
Oh.
Maybe she can yell it from the back. Alright, you go first.
I'll go first, since it's chronological.
Stick to it.
Please take the time to rate and comment on the video and also check out
reviews.
You can talk.
Okay, so basically, I'm reviewing Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and I mean, as you can see right here, the graphics are really amazing. What's real, like I said before, I've been playing Tekken since for ages. This game has 50 plus characters, which is, I mean, it's the hugest lineup, the largest lineup in any Tekken video game. You can customize the characters just like it was implemented in Tekken 5, I believe. And so you can, because this game you can bring online and see these two characters here. Like you can change up their costumes like by earning points and stuff like that, gold, and you can give them hats, different shoes, color, change their hairstyles. You can basically make a whole new character. So when you bring it online, even though the same people are fighting with the same fighting styles, they look completely different.
That's really cool. I really like the originality aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean that was the funnest thing when they put it in Tekken 5, and I went with it. I ran with it, and I like how they're keeping it in every single Tekken game now.
I like here how the big kangaroo has a hat on and the little kangaroo has the same hat on.
Yeah, I mean. They have one of the things I liked about this is that the DLC for this game, extra characters and stuff, it's free.
That's awesome.
If you pre-order the game, you got them
early.
You got them early, but eventually they're going to be releasing. It came out September 11th. Eventually they're going to be releasing the other 4 downloadable characters for free. They got the game modes, the arcade battle, which typical, fight these 8 guys, fight a boss at the end. Team battle, where you take a team of like 8 fighters, and you pit them against another one. That's a mode that me and my brother used to play a lot, and we honed our skills. There's a survival mode where you just keep fighting until you get defeated. One new mode that I thought was really cool is like their new take on the practice mode. It's called the Fight Lab, where you can like take your character and train with certain moves. You can also there's this new character called the Combot, where you can take the character, it's like a robot character, and you can give it different move sets.
That's cool.
So you can create your own. You can technically create your own custom character using moves from different Tekken characters.
That's cool.
So yeah, and then you can
create a fighter.
Yeah, it's like create a fighter, but it's like a little robot dude, And you can just take a character. You might be using Kazuya's kicks and stuff like that, but Heihachi's punches and everything. So that's really cool. Snoop Dogg's in this game.
Nice.
Snoop Dogg has always admitted to being a huge Tekken fan, and so he did like a music video for the song, for the game, and so he's in one of the backgrounds, for one of the matches, which is really cool. As you can already tell, I have nothing but good to say about this game.
Yeah.
The only cons really is that the movesets have changed a little bit. I have I have had a favorite character since Tekken 3, and I've always used them. I can own with them.
Right.
I always take them in and add another character who's my backup character who I always use in the tag games. And I go into a fight and I'm playing with them, and then all of a sudden when I'm hitting certain buttons to do certain combos or certain moves, they change it up. So there's a little bit of a learning curve. That's why they have that Fight Lab in there to help you out with learning the new stuff.
That is a lot of characters.
Oh yeah, once I saw it, my jaw dropped. This is like the hugest Tekken lineup. Tekken Tag, the first one, was for the longest until Tekken 5, like so many years later, it was the best Tekken game. My only other gripe really is that there's no mini games. Like the first Tekken Tag tournament game had the Tekken Bowling,
right?
Where you can take your favorite characters and do bowling and stuff like that. Fun stuff. There isn't any of that in here. But that's it.
Holy crap! Eddie Gordo's in this.
Yeah, even Tiger, the guy with the Eddie Gordo version with the afro, he's even in there.
Wow.
This game is also available. It's going to be a launch title for the Wii U.
Neat.
And besides all the other modes that I mentioned, there's a mushroom mode where you can where your fighters are fighting, and in the stage there's different mushrooms. If your character touches it, they can either shrink or grow, and that can affect their damage and stuff like that. So
like
just
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, just little stuff like that. And there's also for the character customization. There's different costumes that make you look like Link, Mario, Samus, stuff like that.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
the Nintendo-specific ones.
Yeah, so that's a really cool addition for the Wii U. Overall, I would give this game a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, that's pretty high for a fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it, it looks really amazing.
And when I played this game, I played it on I want to say it was a 60 or 60 plus inch HD 1080p television. It looked beautiful.
That bear right there doesn't look too beautiful. I always loved Tekken's sense of style for the animal fighters. It's always really fun.
Yeah.
Now, Gone. Is he in it?
He's not in it. He's not. He's only. They only had him licensed for Tekken 3. So.
Because he's like a cartoon character.
Yeah, he's like a cartoon character. It would have been cool to see him in this because he might be one of the only characters from the Tekken games that isn't in this one.
That's pretty cool.
They brought back Kunimitsu from Tekken 2.
Right.
Because some of the characters have died in the official storyline, but they brought them back. June's back.
I did see that. I did see June.
Angel.
Obviously, the different versions of Jin I saw.
Yeah. The cool thing about there's like the Super Devil mode for like Jin and Kazuya.
Nice.
But Jin and Kazuya can also change into their lesser devil version.
The in-between.
Yeah, the in-between. So that was cool that you can actually transform in between matches. So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the game looks great. It plays great. And I think it might be the highest game I've rated so far on this show.
It's definitely one of them, yeah. I mean, like I said, it looks amazing. And, Tekken is always tight for controls. And unfortunately, that's its downfall for me because I'm terrible at it. I can never get the combos and stuff like that together. But hey, 9.5. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was kind of let down by Tekken 6 when it came out because I had such high expectations for it.
Right.
Because Tekken 5 was so good, and I didn't like the story mode and stuff like that. But Tekken Tag 2, obviously, really awesome.
All right.
Check it out.
What happened to Tekken Cross Street Fighter? Is that still coming? Because they did Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which is the Street Fighter-ish game.
It's supposed to come out. Maybe we'll hear more about it after this one. I remember when they said that they were going to do it. Tekken Tag 2 was also on their list to get done. So now that this is out of the way, they might be jumping into that before they even attempt to Tekken 7.
Right. I hope so.
Yeah.
So, because Street Fighter Cross Tekken was okay, but I was a little drawn off because of the DLC mess.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Mega Man in Street Fighter Cross Tekken is amazing because it's the bad man.
Oh yeah, the dumb version.
Right. So, oh well. All right. My review is going to be on Bloodrayne Betrayal. It's good looking, but in a different way. So let's see. Wrong one. Whoops. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So Bloodrayne Betrayal. Anybody who's familiar with Bloodrayne will think of the bad 3D Tomb Raider-ish games. Bloodrayne Betrayal is not that. It is a 2D platformer in the style of Castlevania, the old Castlevanias, like 1 and 3. The art style is all hand-drawn sprites with pre-rendered backgrounds. But if it ever gets there on the video, you'll be able to see it. It looks really good. That is definitely my first pro for this game, is the art style for a downloadable game. It's kind of like Mark of the Ninja. Seeing a great hand-drawn game is amazing. And, you know, what else can I say about it? Combat is fluid and tight. I'm trying to stall a little bit. Hopefully he gets to some gameplay before I start talking about the combat. But the combat is actually pretty exciting. It's very simplistic at the start, but it does pick up. You learn more moves. I don't want to say you learn more moves, but they kind of teach you moves as you go along.
There you go.
Yeah, here we go. So now you finally get to see the game in action. This is all, you know, in-game footage. But I was actually really enjoying the game for the fact that it is very old school 2D platformer. Like it's a little faster and it's a little more visceral than the old school games. Yeah. But you know, this is the original Castlevania. The environments, as you see, are beautiful, even though they're pre-rendered. A lot of it is still kind of in that hand-drawn style. Yeah.
I actually like that style, the hand-drawn style. And you know, want to know one of the weird things about these? Well, I don't want to say it's weird, but the main things that makes these side-scrollers stand out from the older ones is just how when your character's moving, the different levels of the foreground and background, that really adds a sense of depth that we never had before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's what really, I think that's one of the main things that makes these side-scrollers so, like, I don't want to say lovable, but you know, it makes
more enjoyable.
More enjoyable, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a really good difficulty to this game. It's hard without being frustrating most of the time. There are some frustrating parts to it, like any 2D platformer, and it will challenge you if you're not used to the old school, 2D platformer Mega Man. You know, that's the one I always go back to. Sense of difficulty, you will have problems with this game. You will die, but it is rewarding because. At no point did I feel the game was overly cheap to the point where I thought I should be winning, and I wasn't, other than the whole game. But it's really fun to play. It's really cheap. There are a couple of cons. I did kind of touch on it already. There's no real progression in this game. Pretty much what you start with is what you end up with. There are little things here and there that you collect and you get a little better, but it's definitely not like Metroidvania. It's not like Symphony of the Night where you really get stronger as you go along. You find hidden items, and they make a big difference. This one isn't like that at all. The other bad thing is there's no real replayability. Once you beat this game, you're done.
No collectibles or anything like that?
Nothing.
Wow.
So yeah, it is
just pretty straightforward. Get to the end and you're done.
Yep, that is it. So I had to dock it a little bit there, but I'm still giving it an 8 out of 10 because I mean, for a PlayStation Network game, the big thing we always try to push is value. For what it costs.
The bang for your buck.
Right. This is free to PlayStation. I don't know if it's still free, but I think so. Was free to PlayStation Plus members. and if it is, definitely pick it up and try it. I am a big 2D platformer. I mean, it's pretty much all I talk about, other than MMOs. But this is my style of game, like the quick, 2D platformer game where you can get in, play a couple levels and then stop. And like I did Outland last week. Outland is definitely a much bigger game than this. So
that's right. That's the video we had with the guy who didn't know how to jump through the thing right.
Right. So it's a good game. 8 out of 10. For the value, even if you have to pay for it, it's really, really worth it. But there you go. Anything we got coming up? It's kind of slow right now because we're in that pre-holiday season lull. We got Halloween coming up. We may do a show on Halloween or the day before. I don't really know what's going on. It might be kind of hard to do a show on Halloween because we're going to have kids, hopefully. Last year we bought a bunch of candy and nobody showed up. So I had to eat all the candy. It was horrible. But if we do a Halloween episode, maybe we'll do something special.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll be in costume.
I'm gonna make a promise here, and I hope I can keep it. I'm gonna try to start getting the World of Warcraft videos up, the guides. Now that I've done all the heroics and stuff at level 90.
You're the number 2 monk.
Number 1 on the realm currently. Number 2 to reach level 90.
Okay.
But number 1 on the
first
realm.
the worst, second the best.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta look at it.
I am still recovering from that. I feel a lot better this week, but man, that like destroyed me. I will never do that again. But I will try to get the guides up for the heroics. I do have 2 of them filmed. I just have to do voiceovers for them. I have 2 of the normal modes to do still. I'm kind of debating whether or not to actually do those because the heroic versions, the level 90 versions versus the on level 90 versions aren't really that different. So honestly, I can just pretty much do the heroics and say, this isn't in the normal version or in the normal blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. So I'm going to try to get that up on the website sometime within the next week. My ideal goal is to have everything done within 2 months.
Ooh.
So, I mean, it's only 9 dungeons. It's not really that hard. The average dungeon takes, I'd say, probably 20 minutes, which obviously that's what the videos are going to be because I'm not going to, I can only elaborate what I show. So, I might do some monk videos. I don't know. I do want to. We've been doing a lot of Smash Brothers. I do want to branch out with our streaming, and I'm slowly trying to figure out a way to do that. I'd like to do a StarCraft game between me and you, but the original StarCraft.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my laptop could.
If not, worst case scenario is you can use the good laptop and I can use my computer. So I'd like to branch out. I wish XCOM was multiplayer and we could try that.
Yeah, the new XCOM.
Yeah, I mean we could always do the old XCOM. Did that have multiplayer?
No, it wasn't multiplayer.
Okay. We'll figure it out. I want to start branching out. Obviously, we're going to need to sportscast something.
Yeah, we're going to. I need to think of some ideas for that. That would be kind of fun.
Maybe kitten fighting to start out with.
Yeah,
it's not really video games though. Maybe what we'll do is we'll apply like a video filter and make them look 8-bit.
Yeah, there we go.
8-bit kittens. Nice. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We ran a little long, so you're going to have to edit some of this stuff out.
Yeah, I'm going to cut it down for the TV version. Remember, to those of you who are in the Anne Arundel County area of Maryland, where we reside, don't kill us. Basically, it airs every Thursday and Saturday. Well, Thursdays at 10 p.m., Saturdays at 8 p.m. That's when Gamers Digest comes on.
Public access.
On public access. So that's whatever your channel 99 is or 39. So yeah, check it out. Watch us live at 8:30 on Wednesdays. Earlier, around 7:30 for our game where you can see me get owned in Super Smash Brothers or any other game.
Yeah, hopefully we'll branch out. So, but we will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Gamers Digest is a Spider One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.